We're about to begin set number 4. Tim Ryan with John McEnroe, Mary Carrillo. Petr Korda will open serving. And the Czech leads 2-1 over the top seed Pete Sampras.
Last time that Korda beat Pete Sampras, December '93, Grand Slam Cup, 13-11 in the 5th set.
5 aces now for Korda.
And John, that was the year where Korda really had a health scare. He missed a lot of time on the tour because he'd gotten a viral infection which had caused him to have an inflamed heart. It scared him to death. Of course, in '92, the year before, Petr Korda was a surprise finalist at the French Open. But it's now, he says, all those years later, where he's playing his very best ball, happily married, a beautiful little daughter, Jessica. He thinks this could be his best year. He
has a 1-love lead here in the 4th set. He's up 2-1.
Trainer Todd Schneider just to his right. Boy, have they done a great job for Pete.
Early in this match, it was warm. Maybe the warmest short period so far in the Open. But now, as it's early evening, conditions are pretty good.
Well, that and the rain. The rain really cooled things off. It's got to be 25 degrees cooler now. That one once again just wide.
Deuce.
Pete taking his time here. He realizes how big a game this is. Got that break, a little lucky. Korda with a couple doubles. Bad forehand miss. Back to deuce once again. There's a spot where the court speeded up a little. Korda unable to deal with that power. And if you get it all tentative against a hitter as big as Pete Sampras, you're going to make mistakes like that. There's that backhand I've been talking about. He can do anything with it. He can chip it, he can come over it, he hits it flat. Watch this, not much of a backswing. He'll take it nice and early, just use Sampras's pace. Guides it up the line for a winner. That's the best pickup he's made today. That was not an easy shot that he made look awful in. He's continuing to go to Korda's backhand, trying to get that angle. Korda tries to give the angle back, but Sampras a full swing and half volley winner. Don't try that too often at home because it won't go anywhere near the court.
And it was a bit of a struggle, but Sampras holds for 3-1 in the 4th.
Sampras leads 3 games to 1.
Why is Petr Korda the player that's been able to give at a time when Pete's dominant #1 in the world, and all of a sudden Korda's the guy giving him trouble?
Well, first and foremost, he's a very good player. The other fact, the fact he's lefty, different angle to deal with. And he's unlike a lot of other players that need time. He can take the ball early, like an Agassi when he's on. He can hit winners from every angle. This guy is a tremendous talent. He's had a lot of physical problems. He's had hernia operations, groin surgery. There's an ace out wide. Number 6. He had a heart problem in, the year after he got to the finals of the French Open. And that's just the bigger ones. He's not a big, he's a big guy, Ted, at 6'3", but he only weighs about 160 pounds. This is a skinny guy, so. Every now and then the body has let him down.
30-15.
Once again, the power. Something Korda can't handle. That first serve percentage, when he gets that in, even the second serve points, that's really probably the more impressive number. Winning 2 out of 3 off the second serve. How's that for a forehand?
40-15.
Well, after a difficult 5-setter at Wimbledon between these players, which Sampras won, now Korda giving Sampras more than he ever could have imagined here.
I think Pete has a lot of respect for Petr Korda. Petr Korda has beaten him 4 times. There's not a lot of guys on the tour that have done that. How's that for a point? It's been high quality tennis today in this match. A couple lapses by both players, but mainly because the other players picked up his game. Sampras with the slice, Korda on the run. It's always a good play. Go behind your opponent. So tough to stop and get back. Once again, a winner. Still a point for 3-2.
Game, Korda.
That's just too good.
Spectacular, right down the line. Sampras up a break in the 4th. Seems like it's become an annual right here at the U.S. Open, somewhere along the line. Pete Sampras has one where he's got to dig deep. Last year was Alex Corretja, and this year, to win, it will be Petr Korda. Sampras down 2-1, but up a break in the 4th.
It better be. This is a Grand Slam event. It's not supposed to be easy to win one of those. 7 matches, best of 5. It shows you how impressive 10 is, which is the number Pete Sampras has already accumulated.
1994 was Jaime Izaga that knocked Pete out in the round of 16 in 5 sets. And then when he was just a puppy, Jay Berger in the round of 16, just the 2nd time that Pete had ever played here at the Open.
I believe that was the year that he had beaten Mats Wilander in the 2nd round and Izaga and lost to Jay Berger. He's had a run with Izaga, that's for sure.
30-15.
Jay Berger was a tough competitor who was slowed by some big-time knee problems. Now working with some players, I believe, in the USTA. Seen him walking around, same hunched walk that he's always had. Strut. And Pete is serving Ted so much harder than he was before the rain delay. I mean, this is not good news for Petr Korda. It would only be fitting if we went to a 5th set. The actual time of the match has only been 2 hours and 33 minutes so far, so that should not be much of a factor in the 5th.
Game.
Sampras with a great get. Holds for 4-2.
His movement was sure first class there. He looked to be struggling towards the end of the 3rd set. But here it gets up quickly and shows he has some tremendous feel as well. For all of you hackers out there, notice when he didn't look up to see where the ball went until after he had struck the ball. Don't look before you hit it. It's a pretty good quarter first serve. The Pete came over nicely. Korda is not a serve volley. I mean, he stays back there. Rarely will you see him serving volleys. And in all honesty, I'm surprised that Pete hasn't returned better. It's not been one of his better days returning. Sometimes it is a little easier to have a target for guys that come in, so it's a little tricky, but so many guys don't do it that by now he should be used to it. And he's missed a surprising amount of easy shots like that. And that was a very makeable shot. Because Korda's playing so well, he's going for a little bit too much. I mean, give Korda credit for forcing Pete to press. Korda returns a favor. 30 all. I do not think Korda served and volleyed once the entire match, first or second serve. Some of that from Sampras, the chip charge, but this has got a little more stick on it, so it's not a quite easy a pass. Sits up there for Pete, another break point. Oh, talk about making up your own angle.
To hit that shot from where he was.
That was a good return. Stayed down low in the middle of the court. He made up an angle that I didn't know existed. You're not permitted to even try that shot on the seniors tour. Just in front of that. Took it nice and early, almost paid dividends for him. Point for 4-3 now.
Sampras had a chance to break, but Korda holds. 4-3. Sampras on the break. Now the amazing run for Pete Sampras here in New York. 5 times in the last 7 years in the finals, 4 championships.
That's about 10 people's career right there. We're more than happy with that. That one loss to Ed Burke. A couple wins over Agassi, among others. Cedric Pioline.
But the match that put him on the map here was under the lights in 1990 when he beat Lendl. 5-6. Lendl had been, of course, the finalist 8 straight years here. And Pete was an up-and-coming young player that everyone respected. Well, he beat Lendl in 5 sets that night to end that great run.
Some of the players could sleep that night, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And of course, Pete went on to win the Open that year.
He's looking far more comfortable. I don't know how many times I should repeat this, but this is a different guy than was out there a couple hours ago.
Well, the way Pete's serving and playing on his service games, Korda knows that if this goes to a 5th set, again, he can't afford to be broken once. That's all it may take.
That's probably why he made those unforced errors early in this set. You could see Pete was looking a lot fresher. Just, by the way, I want to apologize. Michael Chang was the other player that Pete beat in the U.S. Open for his 4th title last year. Pete Sampras still has 2 points for a 5-3 lead here in the 4th set.
Well, it is 5-3 for Sampras in the 4th.
Another adjustment the players have to make, Korda obviously has had trouble with, is the fact that because the rains have sort of gone by, the air is a little drier now. The ball's flying through the air. The ball's starting to fly, and he's got to make this adjustment.
skies, although it's approaching dusk, they actually look a little bit better than they did through most of the afternoon.
Look at that backhand. He's starting to step in. He's starting to be more aggressive, and he's really starting to put pressure on Korda. That was not a bad second serve, but Pete make that look like crap right there. Beautifully done. 2 points from the fourth set. Another one. Take that. 15. Threw the knuckler at Sampras. Just sliced the serve in, 79 miles per hour. Sampras just pushed it back. Korda with a huge forehand winner. Let's see if he tries that soft serve a third time. Got away with it twice. Good move. Got Sampras thinking at least. That's all I can hope for.
And it's a different Pete Sampras. 16 wins the fourth set, 6-3. Welcome back to USA's coverage of the conclusion of this match, which was aired, the beginnings of which earlier today on CBS and delayed by rain. It's really been two different matches. Petr Korda playing extremely well in the first 3 sets, up 2-1 before the rain delay. The fourth set afterwards, all Sampras. 15 left.
Well, this is a Sampras serve we saw up over at Wimbledon a couple months back. 16 aces now for Pete. Even the best get a little careless. This is Sampras camp. Kim Williams, Paul Anacone among others. Makes up for it quickly. 30-15. On the line once again.
18 aces now. Why does it seem like half of them have been since the rain?
That's what I was just thinking. I mean, the guy's serving bombs right now. And that serve's unreturnable. I mean, a slice serve away from a lefty's backhand. I mean, come on. That was out, but a good overroll there. That ball was clearly out. Steve Ulrich has actually made a few overrolls, both of which, by the way, have been correct. And the power of Korda's forehand hurting Sampras there. It's that hip rotation. He obviously is not a big guy up top, so that would show you don't need to pump iron to be a good tennis player. It's the timing, the rotation of the hips, and that wrist snap. Boy, does he get some power on those ground strokes. I think that one was going out. Pete may have wished he'd get that one back. He's coming at him so fast, I don't think he can move the racket. Figured if he's there, why not try to pull it cross court for a winner? But the power
going to be long.
Look. Don't quote me on it. bottom line, back to deuce.
Well, that's a nice recovery for Korda.
Well, that's an intimidating stat if you're a Sampras opponent. And you know, Korda's got to look up the middle for that big power serve, so that makes that wide one all the more effective. He wasn't getting out as wide as he would have liked earlier in this match, and Korda was hurting him on it, but now he's obviously in the groove.
Well, Sampras holds his serve to start the fifth. Welcome back to USA's coverage of the 1997 US Open, and tonight, surprise coverage, one we're very pleased to bring you. The completion of a five-setter between Pete Sampras and Petr Korda. They played one earlier this summer at Wimbledon. By far the toughest match for Sampras. During the fortnight, he prevailed. He's trying to do the same as Korda serves. And Korda serving, John, with that feeling so many Sampras opponents have had. He knows the way Sampras is serving that he cannot, even early in a set, afford to be broken.
And that's exactly what happened early in the fourth set. He can ill afford the same thing to happen here. Now down to love 15. Huge game for Korda these first couple service games. Jonas Bjorkman waiting in the wings. Tough four-set win over the Australian Scott Draper. He's playing the best tennis of his life. Sampras took his eye off the ball there. Just looking to get the ball back deep. Korda up now 30-15. And that's something Vitas Gerulaitis did very well, our old pal. He took a lot of little steps, kept himself balanced. Korda took that big step over that ball, got off balance, and missed the backhand. I don't think anyone ever did it better than Vitas. Looked like he was taking twice as many steps as everyone else. Scurrying around the court. Korda with a very important ace for him. 40-30 and a point for 1-all fifth set. Same thing. Took too big a step and tried to overhit. They have been on the court almost 3 hours and a couple of rain delays, so really make sure you get those feet moving. Cliche, you hang in there, make your opponent hit the winner, and you'll get a chance for maybe one more shot. And Sampras made the most of that big-time backhand there. That's 5 feet behind the baseline. Break point. Korda like to have that overhead back. The biggest serve he's hit today. Second fastest, he's hit one 118, but not one more important.
It's his 8th ace, and it saved a break point.
Obviously upset, someone yelling in the stands, but that is a big-time bummer to hit an ace and then double the next point. Another break point for Sampras. fifth set.
Sampras leads 2 games to 1.
Sampras pumping the fist. He knows how big this is. Looked like to me Korda could have tried that around the net play here. Well, maybe he made the right choice. Didn't look like he quite had it, so he had to try to pull it cross court, which is a very, very tough shot to pull. But look at Sampras is fired up now.
And the crowd at Arthur Ashe Stadium letting Sampras know they're with him.
We hear Michael Chang praising the Lord a lot after he wins his matches. Here's another guy that's going to do it if he wins this one, because that rain delay saved him big time.
Praise the rain gods.
Not quite yet, says Petr Korda.
15-0.
Sampras may be switching rackets again. This is a 120-mile-an-hour serve that Korda made look like a stroll through the park. Just stuck out the racket, blocked it nicely up the line for the winner. And if there is a risk of hitting a 120-mile-an-hour serve, it's the fact that if someone does get the racket on it, and they have some good feel like Korda does, they can hit a lot of winner returns like he has today. Then you say, all right, I'll hit it a little bit harder. 21st ace at 128 miles per hour.
Well, you've said it several times in our first week, John. You think it's by far and away the best server in the game, and he's putting on a clinic in these 2 sets.
You know, his serve was in the 50s, maybe mid-50 range the first 3 sets. He's serving at about 60, 65 the fourth, and 75% right now for the 5th. That is doing it when it counts.
Take a race shot.
Give Petr Korda credit. He's still fighting his heart out. That was a great forehand. Looked like he pulled up just a touch.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if he possibly re-injured that groin or felt a little twinge, but that's not going to stop him now. He's going to hang in there at the bitter end. One more point for Sampras for a 3-love lead, 5th set.
Sampras getting up again to slam that one away. And he now leads 3-love in the 5th.
Sampras leads 3 games to 1.
Since the long rain delay early in the 4th set, Sampras has won 9 of 11 games against a player that is played exceedingly well, especially against Sampras this summer.
Korda has been ranked, by the way, as high as number 5 in the world. Soon after his final in French Open in '92. How's that for a point? Korda grabbing onto his groin again. I think he's struggling a little bit. He obviously pulled it a little bit early in this match, but it didn't stop him from hitting that shot. Let's take a look at him after he hits his backhand. Right there, you see, pulls up a little bit. But the adrenaline of this should be able to get him through this quite easily. Oh. Suddenly it's Sampras who's slapping the winners from the baseline. Trading the huge groundies. Very close there. A lot of winners.
Korda's able to hold, but still, Sampras off the break at 3-1 in the 5th.
Don't forget later, we'll see Richard Krajicek, who we haven't seen a lot of. Got the default over Korda, unseeded as well, against Felix Mantilla, the clay court specialist, showing some guts, particularly in his last round against Van Lotto. Oh, that's a good overrule there. I think that was a little bit wide. Late call that Pete shouldn't be happy with. Let's see if he has anything to say. Steve, no overrule Ulrich is going for it today, and I believe has done a good job with the overrules.
No, that's one.
I'm not so sure that was a clear miss. That was pretty close. I think it was a little out though. Love 15.
Well, that's a big point because Korda backs it up with that winner, and it's love 30.
Korda's continuing to play well. This is a good low return, forces Sampras to hit this half volley up, and that's off the back foot. This is Rod Laver in 1997 with that backhand. He didn't make the same mistake twice there.
And Korda knows very well, painfully well, that getting ahead of Sampras is no sure thing. 3 set points on Sampras' serve for Korda in the first set. Quickly gone.
He's had his chances. This guy has played tremendous tennis. Aggressive return.
15,
hit it flatter, a lot of pace. Sampras unable to deal with it.
Well, it's pretty obvious to say here that Korda must win one of these 2 points. Get back on serve. Korda has broken Sampras, and we're back on serve in the 5th.
Sampras leads 3 games to 2.
Well, Pete Sampras just got derailed on what seemed to be an inevitable march to winning. Petr Korda, holding up the new tennis balls to be used here, suddenly emerges with a break, and now we're back on serve in the 5th.
15-9.
And Ted, that's not an easy serve for a lefty to hit. Out wide to the forehand, placed beautifully. You've got to toss that ball an extra inch or 2 higher with the opposite for the righty on the ad court. Get that over the high part of the net. Another ace. Sampras didn't appear like he picked it up at all.
39.
And this has been some roller coaster ride out here in Arthur Ashe Stadium today. Another ace. 3 in a row.
40 love.
Regina Rektorova Petr Korda's wife, former player. Well, that's about as dominant a game as you'll ever see against Sampras.
Certainly gotten the crowd behind him. Got to give him credit for that, because they were getting behind Pete in the fourth, and they were looking for some fifth set tiebreaker action, I think, Ted. 3-all, fifth set.
But this crowd knows that they're seeing a heck of a match, and that's what they love. Great fight from both players.
Well, he turned his body, but he forgot to move his feet, and that cost him there. How many people you know on the tour that can stop Pete Sampras? He's on a roll. What an effort by Korda to get back in this fifth set. Moved a little bit sluggishly to that ball. Let that ball drop too low. That was too tough a pass for him.
There was Sampras at net, hoping to urge that ball to flip over.
Instead of 40 love up, Ted, he's now 15-30 down with 2 unforced errors off the volley. He tries to blow that over the net, but it doesn't work.
Sampras was on the verge of running away with this thing. Korda has rebounded.
Seen a lot of that today. Pete coming in on the second serve, and that may be why. Continuing this incredible trend. Korda with another winner, and now break point. Well left there. You better be sure it's going to go out if you let that go. Got a foot or so long.
A fourth double for Sampras, and it gives Korda his second break point.
He's had some, not a lot of doubles, but costly ones. That second set, losing that break, he double faulted on break point. Once again, Korda with a chance. Not even Korda can hit that winner.
Suddenly, after a fabulous run of serving, Korda is starting to get some of Sampras' serves back.
It looks like he's the fresher of the two, which is a bit of a surprise the way Sampras came out. He's starting to, Pete's actually starting to slow down and take more time.
Wonderful angle from Sampras. Korda almost answered it.
If that had gone in, I would have stood on my head.
You tried that.
Well, guess who's coming up later? Krajicek.
That's right. Well, Sampras dodged one. He saved 2 break points. And we're still on serve. Time. During the changeover, Pete Sampras requested and received a bathroom break. He's just returned from that, but as you mentioned, John, once again, the look. And all we can judge is the look. The look is a little bit slump-shouldered, sitting in the chair, bending over for Sampras.
It's obviously the way he deals with the pressure. You know, that's what happens to him when the pressure starts getting to him, and he is a human being. Nerves affect us in strange ways, but it wasn't a long bathroom break. Out in a hurry. Didn't help that return. But he's clearly slowed down the last couple of games. He started out like a house on fire early in the fourth. And Korda has been able to at least temporarily derail this train.
Some of those little things that the champion expects to get. 3 times now in the last 2 games, Sampras has hit the tape. The ball hasn't gone.
Well, I'm not quite sure you can expect that. I don't care how good you are. He certainly had a poor game so far.
There's our Citizen Watch match time, and of course, in the middle of all that, 2 rain delays, 1 slightly more than an hour.
Actually, we have to apologize now. We're not going to be able to watch any more of this match. We're going to have to go to ladies' doubles. Scheduled here. Except
you rascal, you.
I had to get that in.
Well, Korda's last 2 service games have been utterly dominant. Sampras barely touched the ball.
Don't forget, it was Korda who had 2 break points in Pete's last service game. Now 4-all, final set. Good news for Pete once again. Tiebreaker in the 5th set. The only major tournament where they play a tiebreaker to end the match. Not too far away at this rate. That was actually Korda being a little too conservative there. Just looking to get the ball deep. Hit a backhand just long. Stumbling and bumbling return there from Korda. Obviously mistimed that. That's why it's good to mix up the speed of your serves. I'll say it again, that was only hit at 99 miles per hour, but Korda missed that well long and wide.
40-15.
Sampras was dearly hoping for was an easy game.
That's gotten away from him. Well, he almost had it, but he's dropped the last 2 points. You better be careful here. Still 1 more point for a 5-4 lead. Sampras 5th set.
Can he reach down here for a big serve?
Now, don't bet against it.
Korda looks like he hasn't played yet. I mean, he looks like it's his first game of the match.
He's hit so many of these returns where Pete's had a hit up, and he's just absolutely ripped the backhand cross court. I'm not sure Sampras saw it. Big time serve there, out wide.
Advantage Sampras.
Ace 23. Just in. But good for Sampras. And he holds serve again. Well, for the tennis fans around the country, for those that are here in New York, I'm sure many of them were just thinking about last year and the incredible match between Sampras and Korda in Louis Armstrong Stadium. And it's not a repeat, but it's pretty close.
Thank you.
Sure is. Only this time it's the talented lefty Petr Korda. He gets the ace out wide once again. He's really hurting Sampras with that serve. That was too easy for Korda. He had too much of an open. He pulled it long.
John, it looks right now like Sampras can't break Korda. Korda would have to break himself.
Well, he's done that. So he did that when we came back on air. First time he served, he did that. There's Paul Anacone looking concerned. Another big pass for Korda to go up 30-15. Make that
40-15.
40-15. Another ace. What a service game for Korda.
5 games on.
Well, we're on serve, but it's been 2 dramatically different kinds of serves. It's Korda holding easily and Sampras struggling.
Don't ask me to predict what's going to happen in the tiebreak.
Well, right now I think Sampras would.
How about a second straight ace at 7-all? That call, Petr Korda not happy with that serve. It did look a little wide from up here, but points over now. Two quick points for Sampras, 30 love. Loudest has been in Arthur Ashe Stadium, that's for sure. Just think if this place was filled up. Boy, it's insane. Still a good-sized crowd remaining from this day session. Pete hesitated coming in, waiting to see where Korda was going to hit that return. That's not a good idea against a guy who's returning as well as Peter. 30-15. That's what we do in the seniors tour. Yeah. It doesn't work there, by the way, either. First serve gets Pete a point for 6-5 in the final set. Korda bouncing, and Sampras certainly taking his time. But I got news for Korda. That bounce is not going to impress Sampras a whole lot at this point. He's been through this before.
Just lost. So Sampras holds. We will be back for the conclusion in a moment.
Sports coverage of the 1997 U.S. Open Tennis Championships is brought to you by Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works. And by W1 by Raymond Weil. The cutting edge in time.
Welcome back to USA on our coverage of the 97 U.S. Open. Surprise coverage tonight of what has turned out to be a fabulous match, and one of the very few times in tennis when we can say, John, this is the conclusion. One way or the other.
Absolutely. Before
we next go to commercial, this match will end.
I love it.
If Korda holds, we go to a tie break.
Left.
Sure got tight on that forehand.
Ready for play.
I'll tell you, with some second serve. Love 15. Wow. That took some guts.
I was just going to ask, is that guts or was that an accident?
I think it was combination.
I mean, that's way too dangerous.
But then he followed up with an awful nice looking backhand. That was not as easy as it looked. 15 all. That backhand cross Korda has been unbelievable. He's up the line back and has not been far behind today. That he needed for that shot. Low percentage play there. 30 all. tries a chip charge here on the second serve. Looked like he was all ready to do it.
I think he'd like to have that one, wouldn't he?
The good news is he's got another chance coming right up here. That was a makeable forehand for Pete. He cut the tension with a knife in this Arthur Ashe Stadium. Korda looking to level this and go to a 5th set tiebreaker.
Regina's having a nice time. She's smiling, laughing.
Don't believe that for a second.
Now, I don't know if he was the first one to say it, John, but Boris Becker's the first one I ever heard say the 5th set is not about tennis. It's about the heart and the head. And here's the ultimate example of it. You don't play till you win by 2. You play a tiebreak for everything.
I think it's a rule that all the majors should have. It's fabulous for the fans. I'm not sure all the players would agree, but what an exciting climax to this thrilling match. Both players have played with a lot of heart tonight.
And for Sampras now, it really is a repeat. He beat Courage 9-7 in a 5th set tiebreak last year.
A nasty forehand he hit.
1-0. Korda. Korda.
He's having trouble staying with Korda off the ground right now. May be a good idea for him to try to chip charge.
Pete's feet don't look right, do they?
Korda, as we've said, looks fresher and certainly more fired up at the moment. Ted, if Korda wins this match, we might see something we've never seen, the quintuple scissor kick. We love Korda.
7 points wins the tiebreak. You must win by 2. Sampras now has 2 serves.
Unbelievable backhand.
4-0. Korda.
Once again, he hits a good low return. Sampras did well to get something on that, but Korda was just too good. What can you say? We've seen this all day.
And the big first serve for Pete's gone right now.
Just a little too soon.
He's good at that.
4-1. Korda.
Well, right now it's not his serve. Now he needs to return.
Thank you.
serves up his 15th ace of the match and the 5th set breaker, and now 2 points away from a monumental upset here for the Czech.
And you watch that point, and again, you wonder, did Sampras not see it, or could he not move to it?
I'll tell you, it's a lot tougher to read than people give Korda credit for. And when you're playing after 3.5 hours of tennis in this tension-filled atmosphere, ain't easy to return anything. 5-1, Petr Korda. He got tight there.
5-2, Korda.
Taking his time. I'm sure he's ready to get a couple big first serves in the court. No luck there. That's a big surprise.
6-2, Korda.
5th double fall coming at a bad time. Korda now 3 hours and 36 minutes later. That's tennis match time at match point. 4 of them.
Korda. Ready for play. Game, set, match. Korda.
The new stadium will have a new champion. 4-time champion Pete Sampras has been knocked out. And New York embracing
Ted, we got
a veteran with his biggest win ever.
We got 12 male players that just realize they have a better chance of winning the U.S. Open. The 12 still remaining, but give this Petr Korda a fantastic amount of credit. That has got to be the match of his life.
And how rewarding it must be after 5-set loss to Sampras at Wimbledon. So Petr Korda winning the ultimate win, a 5th set tiebreak over a 4-time champ. Just a wonderful moment at the 1997 U.S. Open. We're glad to bring it to you on USA. At Arthur Ashe Stadium, a defending champ, 2-time defending champ, Pete Sampras, has been knocked out in a 5th set tiebreak, one of the most dramatic matches in recent years at the U.S. Open. And it's Petr Korda, a veteran, man who's been around on the verge of greatness for many years, and today realized, in all likelihood, the greatest win of his career. He introduced the scissor kick, and he wound up having New York cheer for him at the end. And I think John McEnroe made a great point near the end. Certainly every remaining male in the draw now feels their chances to win this thing have greatly improved. I'm immediately thinking of one. Michael Chang, number 2 in the world, and number 1 is now out.
Say hello to the new favorite for the U.S. Open, Michael Chang. That's the first time you could ever say that at a major event, and he must have saliva coming out of his mouth right now. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for Michael Chang.
Meanwhile, of course, Sampras is out in the top half, and I'm sure you've experienced at some time this feeling Petr Korda is experiencing now. What's it like? What's Petr Korda feeling right now?
Well, I'd prefer to hear what Petr Korda has to say, because I must say, Peter, I am truly impressed. If that's not the match of your life, this guy's going to win the tournament right here and now.
All right, well, let's find out indeed what Peter's thinking. He's in our studios with John Frankel.
All right, Ted and John, thanks very much. Well, why don't you answer? What are you feeling?
I am very proud of myself, you know. I've been struggling 3 years, 2 surgeries, left groin, right groin, and suddenly, you know, after 1.5 years really working, you know, I feel I'm climbing, you know, where I was before.
You almost had this blank expression when you walked in here. Are you a little in shock?
No, I mean, still, I mean, it's too soon, you know, after the victory. You know, I feel, you know, I'm flying around the stadium right now, and I feel I need to go back to the earth again. But it's cost me a lot of energy emotionally. I mean, the crowd was behind Pete, especially in the end, and I was really a little bit struggling, especially, you know, when we came back after the second rain delay, and he was starting to play really well, just firing the ball left and right, and I was struggling, and I'm just happy I won today.
Fifth set, you got down a break early. How much did that affect you?
I thought that the match is over. It was over in that time because Pete was serving well, but I think came one bad call, and I think it was like a kind of like a turning, you know. I think in that time I turned the match, you know. Unfortunately, I had that call in the first set when I truly believe, you know, I broke Pete, which they overruled it, and I mean I could, I don't know, maybe I could win in the 3 sets, but didn't happen. You know, I got lucky in the end, and I'm just happy today.
I think I noticed also in the 5th set, serving at 2-3, yeah, you nailed 3 aces. That must have been huge for you.
I think. You know, when I hit first 2 aces, you know, Pete, I think, you know, I felt he was saving the energy for another game, and, you know, that happened, you know, sometimes. Sometimes it's nice to hit the ace 99 miles an hour.
Did he look tired to you? Because we all seem to feel that way watching it.
It's felt that way. I think in the end, you know, he was not serving so powerful, but always when we play against each other, it's a lot of, I mean, I was not always, but I mean most of the time I was capable to hit a lot of balls over the net, and I let him, he had to play a lot, he had to run today, and I think, you know, I took him a lot of energy today.
4 of the last 7 matches the two of you have played, I believe, have gone to 5 sets, most recently Wimbledon this summer. Yeah. What is it? Do you just know how to play Pete Sampras?
I have no idea. I don't know. Probably I like his game. I was practicing many times with him down in Bollettieri when he was around, and you know, just we practiced a lot, and I probably maybe learned a little bit. Plus, I feel my big weapon is return. And
well, it was quite impressive today. I mean, because you were able to break Pete in that tie break there. Let's talk about your next match, because you'll face Jonas Bjorkman in the quarterfinals. We just heard John McEnroe say that Michael Chang is the favorite to win this. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, he's the highest seed right now. He has to be favorite.
But knocking off the #1 seed, you don't feel like now maybe people are going to be a little wary of your play?
I don't know. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to play same tennis. You know, I was playing today. I have a tough opponent, Jonas Bjorkman, which. He had a very good summer, especially last 2 tournaments. He was playing really well, and I'm gonna try, you know, to bring same performance, same enthusiasm, and we will see the results.
Okay, Petr Korda, thanks very much. Congratulations on a huge win, knocking off Pete Sampras in 5 sets. Going into the match, Sampras had said, "It will be a good fight for me." I don't think he expected how good a fight, and one he could not win. Stay with us. Well, you just heard from Petr Korda after his stunning upset of the #1 seed, Pete Sampras, of course, the 2-time defending champion here. Korda in 5 sets, a great victory. He'll return to the quarterfinals here for just the 2nd time. He last did it back in '95. In just a few minutes, we will hear from Pete Sampras. And what about Pete here at the Open? You know, he'd had the wins in '95 and in '96. You got to go back to 1994, 4th round against Jaime Izaga, the last time that Sampras lost. That was huge. And of course, you remember last year, quarterfinals against Korda, that epic 5-set battle that Sampras was able to pull it off. Well, just a few minutes ago, walking off the court, our Michael Barkan was able to catch up with him, and he asked him whether he ever thought about last year's match against Korda.
You know, sure, that thought of the match came into my mind. But I was playing a different player. I was playing someone that was playing very well at the time, and you know, like I said, I had my chances, didn't convert. It's a tough match to swallow because I felt I had it. You know, I felt up to break in the fifth. You know, I was playing well, and just didn't quite have enough. But you know, sure, it's last year what happened. You know, coming out of pretty much exhaustion to come out and win that and end up winning the tournament. You know, what comes around goes around. Maybe I ran out of my luck, but that's the way it goes.
Do you think it was a fatigue factor, up 3-1 in the fifth like that? Did you run
out? No, I felt pretty strong. I really did. It was a long day. I mean, coming on and off the court and whatever, but I felt pretty strong. Physically, I feel like I'm in much better shape this year. But you're not going to win every match. I mean, at this level, a couple points here and there in the tiebreaker, that's it. But I can only think of the 3-1 lead I had. I mean, I keep on repeating myself, but that's really the key to the match. I had some chances and didn't convert, and that's it.
Is he hot enough to win it right now?
Well, at times he can be unbelievable, but you know, there's a lot of tennis left. He's got to, you know, have a tough match, I'm sure, in this next match. Can he win it? It'd be very tough. I probably see Agassi or Chang winning it now. But I felt like I was playing well, and I could have had another win here, but you know, I ran into a good player today.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, coming up, it's women's doubles. These two ladies, Arantxa Sanchez-Vaccaro and Martina Hingis, they'll play each other in the quarterfinals. Tonight, they're teammates. You'll see them when we come back.